This episode is sponsored by Cohesity. Cyber resilience isn't just about getting systems back online. It's about keeping your business operating when disruption strikes. That's the idea behind the Minimum Viable Company, or MVC, a trusted operating core for recovery. Cohesity built the MVC to help organizations identify the essential applications, data, people, and processes required to serve customers, maintain communication, protect revenue, and meet critical obligations. By restoring this trusted operating core first, organizations can reduce downtime, accelerate recovery, and maintain continuity while broader restoration efforts continue. It also provides a clear recovery target, enabling teams to focus resources where they will have the greatest business impact. Learn more at cohesity.com/resilience. That's cohesity.com/resilience. Cohesity, resilience everywhere. Man, have I got a story for you. Where did this one even come from? Oh yeah, it was Twitter. I got a Twitter DM, and this guy's like, "Hi, I'm Nathan." I'm like, oh, "Okay," and he was like, "Yeah, I've done some stuff, and you might want to interview me." I should note right here that this episode has a lot of swear words, and I would say is for mature audiences. So if you have some sensitive ears around you, I recommend listening to this one with headphones or whatever you need to do. That's your warning. That's your graphic warning for this one. So typically when someone DMs me and says, "Hey, you should interview me for your show," my first response, without even knowing anything about them, is, "Can I see your police reports?" Because a lot of people who message me, they want to be on the show for hacking something, but maybe they've never been caught. And so I hate to glorify their actions, right? But even more so, it's probably true that their story isn't over yet. And it's just the beginning. And I should probably check in with them in a few years to see how things are going. But I also have CEOs message me and say, "Hey, I'd like to come on the show and tell you about my product and how great everything is and how great we can defend things and stuff." And so when I just immediately start by asking for a police report, that cuts right through a lot of the small talk and gets right to the heart of what I'm looking for. I want to know about the worst day of your life, the thing that happened that was just catastrophic to you. And you probably don't even want to talk about that. But with this guy, Nathan, I ask him for a police report. He just starts sending me link after link, news reports and files and videos and photos and indictments and affidavits and all that stuff. And it was piling up. This story just kept growing. I couldn't even keep up. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's definitely talk. Whatever this one is, it looks like it goes deep. So I'm like, hey, we should probably switch to Signal, which is a more private messaging app. And he gives me his Signal number and I message him there and we start talking. But then I find out I'm actually talking to his brother, a different guy. I'm like, what what? Hey, man, I thought I was talking to you on Signal, but it ended up being your brother. And he's like, yeah, I gave you both me and my brother's signals. So you could talk to both of us. And I'm like, okay, which one is yours? So he tells me which one is his. And I'm like, okay, let's do a call. And he's like, great, give me a date and time and I'll be there. And I'm like, all right, well, how about this weekend? He's like, hell yeah, Saturday, I'm free all day. I'm like, great, let's do it. So Saturday comes, I wake up and I check the Signal and I got a message from him in all caps. And it's like, I have to work until midnight, but it's not that hard. So I can multitask and I can talk to you at the same time. I'm like, no. Don't call me while you're at work. Finish your job and then we'll talk. How about tomorrow, Sunday, 10 a.m.? He's like, yeah, that sounds great. I got nothing going on all day Sunday. So when Sunday, 10 a.m. comes around, he messages me saying, man, my baby mama is tripping, so I have to drive my daughter somewhere. I'm going to be 2 hours late for the call. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. It's Sunday. See you in 2 hours. So 2 hours go by, and I'm like, all right, you ready? And he's like, my phone is about to die, and I'm not near a computer, so let me charge it on a power bank for 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, fine. And I think at this time he went to his mom's house or something, and she's 70 years old. And I think he was going to take her to the store or something. But then he texts me a photo of her, and she's all dressed up, ready to go out, jewelry on, purse in hand, but she's passed out on a couch. And he tells me she drank too much and passed out. Then he even tells me it's not even her house. Someone's asking me to take my mom somewhere else. So now I've got to drive my passed out mom somewhere. And then he starts filling my texts with wild chats. I don't even know some of the shit he was saying to me on Signal. It's like he was going to show me a video of him cussing out some cops. And then he told me his brother is on the run due to some impending felonies. And I'm like, is that the same brother I talked to? He's like, yeah, man. And he tells me his uncle killed himself and how he chose his kids instead of his uncle's life. And I can't even follow what he's saying. But then he goes swimming and he sends me a photo of him swimming in a pool with his daughter. And needless to say, we did not get a chance to do a call that weekend, even though I was sitting on the line for like 6 hours waiting for him to show up. So we tried to reschedule, but man, we had a lot of conflicts. All I'm trying to say is that this guy, Nathan, is one wiggly guy and is hard to get on the phone. But eventually, we got on the phone together. You made it.
Yeah.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm sitting right here with the bong in front of me, in front of the 5 computer screens.
What about why 5?
I mean, because my brain's going so fast.
Oh, yeah. You only have 2 eyes, though.
No, but they're going everywhere.
What?
In front of you, you can see them all at the same time, kind of. You know what I mean?
Why? What's going on in your brain? Why is it going so fast? Explain to me your process, your brain here.
It's like fireworks constantly exploding in my brain.
Yeah. So, give me an example. Are you like, oh, I gotta check an email. I gotta check Twitter. What's going on?
Like 1,000. No, babe, I'm not talking to you. It's my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
No, honey, I'm doing an interview. She said, "Oh, okay," and left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I prepare for the worst and then hope for the best. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That way you're never surprised.
Yeah, and you've gone through some pretty bad stuff. So.
Well, yeah.
You've got different levels of trauma.
Right. There are levels to it, for sure. Yeah. Like they need to scale for that. Maybe all this new AI and supercomputer shit, they'll come up with some good shit. We're gonna be cyborgs by like 2030. We're gonna be getting 2 years younger every year.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't want to get older.
They want to live forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want that.
I mean, I don't know if I want to live forever.
All right, let's start with what's your first name?
Nathan.
Okay. I got in my notes that Nathan is the ringleader of this whole enterprise.
Well, you know, I mean, if they would have really got the people that should have got or whoever, then it's probably my mother-in-law that would have been the ringleader.
Jeez, it gets worse already. We haven't even started, it already gets worse. These are true stories from the dark side of the internet. I'm Jack Resider. This is Darknet Diaries. This episode is sponsored by Vanta. What's the one thing in business that's spreading as fast as AI? AI risk. Every new tool your team signs up for, every vendor that turns on AI features, every new integration, each one is an opportunity for something to go wrong. And most security programs weren't built for AI's pace of growth. Enter Vanta. Vanta is helping companies like yours watch for the risks that show up between audits, across your vendors, your AI tools, and your whole environment. How? The Vanta agent works like a 24/7 GRC engineer in the background, finding issues, drafting fixes for you, and cutting vendor assessment time by up to 50%. Whether you're a fast-growing startup or a global enterprise, Vanta is here to help you automate your security and compliance and earn and prove trust. Get started today at vanta.com/darknet. That's spelled VANTA. Vanta.com/darknet. This episode is brought to you by Black Hills Information Security, trusted by the cybersecurity community for nearly 20 years. Need a pen test or 24/7 monitoring from their active SOC team? Or maybe you're ready for continuous pen testing to keep your systems battle ready. Black Hills InfoSec can take care of it all. And if you want to learn how they do it, check out Anti-Siphon Training. It's built for people who really want to hone their skills, from SOC analyst tools and methodologies to setting traps and running deception operations. AI is changing cybersecurity right now. Defenders use it, attackers use it, and that's why Anti-Siphon Training is hosting their free AI Security Summit on August 14th. Join experienced practitioners as they share practical lessons, real-world experiences, and insights into how AI is changing cybersecurity. And because you're one of my listeners, they've got a little something extra waiting for you at blackhillsinfosec.com/darknet. The website you need to go to is blackhillsinfosec.com/darknet. Nathan grew up in Oak Cliff, an area near Dallas, Texas.
They put me on Ritalin when I was 6 years old, bro.
Ritalin, wow.
First day of kindergarten. I tried to stab a kid at school.
Because your head was fireworks. Wait, did you say you tried to stab a kid at school?
First day of kindergarten.
Oh, man, you were that kind of kid.
Yeah. MHMR for real.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the drugs didn't help. When you're self-medicating, you're thinking it's helping and it ain't helping.
By the time he was 14, him and his brother were really into video games. Diablo 2 and World of Warcraft were his favorites. And at the time, there was an underground market where you could buy and sell in-game items for real money. So they'd play these games and try to sell things within the game.
Well, I was like 14 and I was selling Diablo 2 items. I kept getting scammed on PayPal with chargebacks. So I just joined that side because they seemed to be making more money because I was losing more.
And there's his origin story. He got scammed, and the scammer didn't get in any trouble at all. He got away clean with Nathan's money. He was like, all right, I see how this world is. Either you're getting scammed or you're the scammer. Might as well be the scammer.
Like I knew right from wrong from when I was a kid. I chose this path. My parents didn't raise me like this. My parents raised me to do right. But when I got tired of getting scammed, I just chose the path to the dark side.
But his origin story isn't as simple as that. If you know Oak Cliff, you may also know that that's a rough area of town to grow up in.
So I was raised middle class, but I lived in the hood. Like my parents made probably about $100,000 a year.
Okay.
You know, we had the nicest house in the neighborhood and shit like that. But I was raised in the streets though.
Yeah. So tell me what was shitty about your neighborhood.
Police chasing people around the neighborhood, shooting at people at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're looking out your window and there's 3 helicopters in the sky looking for somebody and the spotlight's shining on your house. Shit like that, gunshots, seeing people get shot. Yeah. I mean, I picked up all my bad habits at school. I mean, that's where everybody learns all the bad shit, right? Is at school. Yeah. And then I got on the internet and then I started picking up all the bad shit. Once I started getting into wares and programming and AOL back in 94, 95, 96, 97, 98.
Well, I think there's some sort of reflection here of like, it's like, hey, look, if I'm going to be nice, people are still going to rob me and beat me up and all this sort of thing. So I got to toughen up. I got to be a jerk to the world because the world's a jerk to me.
And that's why I turned into a monster. I mean, like, seriously, like, I just did 13 years in prison and I didn't even know I could fight that good. I mean, I got into a lot of fights growing up where I grew up at, but I didn't know I was a beast.
People learn a lot about themselves in prison, don't they?
Yeah, you do. I mean, I'm still learning things about. I just realized what a couple of triggers I had that were pissing me off and how easy they were to change, so I didn't get mad no more.
Yeah.
It's like self-discovery. Like I'm just now getting self-discovery because I've been clouded by drugs my whole life.
So who were you living with at 14?
I was living with my mom and dad in Oak Cliff, Dallas.
And your brother living together as well?
Yes. Yeah, me and my little brother.
All right.
I just dropped out of school.
Dropped out. Let me guess. You were. I want to say dirtbag, but you probably don't Don't call yourself a dirtbag. I'm trying to guess what kind of person you are, but I imagine just you got into drugs and just screwed around and like, forget this, I'm done with this, and you didn't shower and you just played video games. I don't
Oh
know
no,
what.
I was out pimping hoes.
What?
Pussy. Yeah, when I was 15, I was out chasing pussy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, so I dropped out, and my mom bought me a computer from the IT guy at work. It was a 486 Pentium, and I want to say it was a 14.4 baud modem. And I've been stuck on a computer ever since.
And this whole time, Nathan and his little brother were watching how people were making money in their area and living in the hood. You could probably guess what kind of stuff that they were seeing. A lot of hustlers. And they were set on trying to find ways to make money themselves. But they were also super into computers. So that's where they focused on trying to make money.
Okay, so like my whole life, me and my little brother, we always made money on the internet through like video games, through selling currency and stuff like that for games and stuff and whatnot.
How do you do that?
For like selling in-game currencies for different video games. Like we used to have a couple of Diablo 2 dupes, and we sold Diablo 2 items. Then we sold WoW Gold. Then we had a rootkit virus that stole all accounts for every gaming platform that they had.
How are you getting the gold to sell?
Oh, we were buying it from them with stolen PayPals and shit.
Ooh. So we got to step back a second now.
That's a whole other story.
So you got some stolen.
It's just 94, you know? I was doing it back in the BBS days.
Holy cow. So he'd buy access to someone else's PayPal account, buy some in-game gold with that, and then he'd have the gold in his video game account, and then he'd sell that gold to some other player for real cash, which he could put in his pocket. In this way, he was using World of Warcraft gold as sort of a money laundering mechanism. And this led him to chat rooms where people were selling or trading credit card dumps. This is where they get their hands on some full credit card details so that they could buy whatever they want with it.
And they just weren't hitting, bro. Like, you know, it'd be like hit or miss, like, you know, because they have all them algorithms and shit running. So it would be hit or miss. And then, but then when you get a good one, it'd be a banger, you know? So I was like, man, so then we were sat down again and we're like, well, there's got to be a better way because these just ain't working.
See, I've got to hand it to these two boys. They were incredibly persistent and diligent at finding ways to make money. Sometimes it was legal, sometimes it wasn't. They would study a lot, learn how to do stuff, try it, fail, and then pivot and try something new. They were young teenagers, though, so a lot of the stuff they were doing was really dumb and not working. But they knew there was loads of money to be made online somewhere. Scamming, stealing. It was just a matter of trying lots of stuff before finding where the good stuff was. One idea was the one that his mother-in-law came up with. Now, he was married in, 2008-ish, and his wife worked at Walmart, and his mother-in-law gave him an idea. When someone goes to use a credit card to buy stuff at Walmart, the cashier tries to scan the card in the little machine, and if it works, okay, great, the card is charged, and the person goes on their way. But sometimes the magnetic stripe gets screwed up. The card is broken or something like that, and it doesn't swipe right. So if the cashier can't swipe the card, then they look at the numbers on the card and punch those numbers into the cash register manually and charge the card that way. Well, his mother-in-law was like, so what you guys should do, Nathan, you should bring a totally broken card when my daughter is on the register and put on the card a bunch of credit card numbers for her to try, and she'll just keep punching in random credit card numbers until you guys find one that actually works.
My ex-wife was a manager at Walmart, so when I tell them that my card, I've demagnetized the strip on a card so that it would say they got to punch it in. They can manually enter the number then if it doesn't swipe. Then she come over there and put in her little manager key, and I give her a blank card, like a blank PVC card with just a mag strip on the back of it with a Post-it note on the front of it with like 8 card numbers, 8 CVVs, and 8 expiration dates. And we just sit there and run that bitch and get whatever we get off of them.
Can you guess what he was trying to buy with this? Stacks and stacks of gift cards. If a random card would work, then he'd buy as many gift cards as he could on that bogus, made-up, stolen credit card number.
I got $30,000 worth of gift cards in one day from her Walmart.
You didn't actually spend any of the gift cards, right?
Oh, no, we spent them all.
Why? Where'd you spend $30,000 in gift cards on?
Well, it's half price when you're selling it anyways. And when you're selling quantities like that, you got to go down about 40% anyways. So
Okay, so you were reselling them, and then other people were spending it.
yeah.
God damn.
But I had sold one to my mom. So because you do bill pay at Walmart. So I sold one to my mom. And then they jammed my mom up too. My mom was retired, and so she got her job at Walmart when she retired.
So what did your mom think of you giving her a stolen gift card? Like, I imagine you've been in trouble like 1,000 times by this point, but I should have been asking this. Like, what do your parents think of you?
We're two aggravated assaults with deadly weapons.
Yeah, kindergarten, you were stabbing someone, and then aggravated assaults. I imagine it's not news for your mom to hear that you're doing crazy shit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't even know what.
Fireworks, bro. Fireworks.
At some point, the people at Walmart caught them, and they put them in a room and interrogated them and told them, "Don't ever come back here again." But nothing ever came of that.
So I can talk about this now because the statute of limitations ran out next up my dick. They already know they accept my dick, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Bust the pad.
Yeah. Don't say anything that's going to get you in trouble here.
Yeah, I make sure the statute of limitations is ran out.
Yeah, and I should say that my journalistic ethics or policy here is that anything you tell me in the past, I'm not going to tell anyone except for whatever goes out publicly, right? But if you tell me that you might like harm someone in the future or commit some crime in the future, then that puts me in a moral pickle where I'm just like, man, I could have prevented like a.
You have a moral obligation to do what's right.
Yeah, so don't get me involved in any of this shit.
I'm gonna go kill some pedos. You're not gonna tell me.
Don't tell me what you're gonna do in the future. That's all I'm saying.
If I was going to,
yeah, I know.
More pedophiles, you wouldn't tell them because it's not morally right to go tell them to go kill some pedophiles.
Well, have you heard like if you tell someone your plan, they're part of the conspiracy at that point just because you tell them?
Do you know the feds give out one-person conspiracies?
What?
I have a homegirl that was locked up in the feds. She was on a one-person conspiracy.
Oh my gosh, that's
the phone conversations and shit.
Man, fireworks is right. All right, let's get back on track. Okay, so that plan didn't work, and it was time for them to try something new.
We started OGA's crew on like gangster hackers and shit. We had like the original 419 scammers from Nigeria and shit. We had some of them in our crew. Like, it's crazy. Like, the people that you meet online, bro, from all different regions of the world and just different cultures. And it's amazing how, but you get on the internet and, we're all alike. Everybody. You can be whoever you want to be on the internet. We fucking messaged this one China dude. And they did like, back then they did like fake iPhones and shit like that. And he had MSRs and skimmers and embossers and chippers and all that shit.
This is equipment to steal credit cards and print credit cards. The MSR is a mag stripe reader writer. So if you get a blank credit card, you could program it with the MSR. They studied up on how all this works and they thought, yeah, if we get a skimmer, we could collect our own credit cards. No need to buy dumps from others. So he was like, all right, let's buy a skimmer.
Bro, he had like a hell of a deal, bro. It was like, you got to buy 10 of them, though. And they were like $250 a piece back then. So we saved up, got $2,500 and ordered them. And we got like a couple of MSRs, but we got most of the skimmers, though. Like, I had gas pump ones and everything.
Yeah, okay. So did you try putting those skimmers on gas pumps and stuff?
Oh, yeah, we had them on gas pumps.
Okay. I've never talked with anybody who's ran that. So tell me this process. Was gas pumps your number one place you put them on, or did you put them on other things?
I mean, we had ones on ATM machines too, back in the days too. But the problem was with them was trying to get the pin recorded, right? Like they didn't have the 3D printers now where you could print something that looks just like it, that's paper thin, that you could put right over the top of it. They didn't have shit like that back then.
So it cost $200 for one skimmer,
and that was cheap.
Okay.
They used like $600 back then.
Okay. So tell me about putting your first skimmer.
That particular order was the ones that are about the size of a big lighter, and they're wireless.
Yeah.
And then Bluetooth on them.
Okay, so tell me about putting your first skimmer on a machine.
Well, there's a gas station right around the corner from my house that I've been going to my whole life. So, I used to like clean up the parking lot and shit when I was a kid at this gas station. So it's like, they would never fuck with me about anything anyways. So I would just put it in there and let it sit for about a week.
Yeah. So you're not even nervous driving up to it. Like, okay, here we go. We're going to put this in. You're just like...
No, I already got the keys for all the gas pumps. Like, I live in the hood, so it's like, you can get whatever you want to get into anything.
Okay, so he leaves this skimmer on the gas pump for a few days. And in case you don't know what a skimmer is, it fits right over the credit card reader on the gas pump. So when you go to swipe your card to buy some gas, his skimmer will also read your card and save the data from it. It's meant to look just like a regular scanner on the gas pump so that you don't notice it. And this is why every time I go to swipe my card anywhere, I first grab the reader and wiggle it hard to see if it comes off, because then it would be a skimmer. After a few days, he comes back and pulls it off the pump. And then he has to learn how to get the data off it.
Okay, so you can either unplug it and hook it up to your computer USB, and it just downloads, it just opens it up, and it's just like a file. Or you can Bluetooth them. The later ones have Bluetooth. You just go Bluetooth to it, bloop, download.
Okay, so when you grabbed it and you connect it to your computer, what'd you find?
Track 1 and track 2 information. And bro, the reason they caught me with all them victims and 6,500 victims from over 100 different banks is because I was trying to crack the code, bro.
Crack the code?
Yeah, the algorithm. I'm trying to generate dumps.
Oh, yeah. So you just wanted to...
If I got enough of each one of them, I'd be able to figure out the sequence, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's just a 16-digit number plus a CVV code. If you could figure out a way to find those numbers.
They already got generators for the numbers. So if you could just find how they get the CVV code, you'd be good.
Yeah. And that's what you were trying to do.
That's all you really need today. Right now, today.
So I actually tried that same thing when I was a teenager. Like, hey, this is just a 16-digit code. Let me just type in gibberish into this form and see if I could order shit. And of course, none of it worked. And I was like, okay, this is beyond me.
No, you didn't. Good one.
Well, I just was doing it random, trying to think, like, how do they know if this is a real card? I'm just going to type in whatever. And they somehow knew. But
I always just used mom and dad's credit card to find out. And then I knew that cards work like that. And then so I just started stealing everybody else now.
Yeah. Okay. So
cards like that.
How many cards did you get from that gas pump?
Oh, probably like 83 or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Dang.
That was like for 3 days, 4 days.
And what'd you do with those cards?
I sat on them. I didn't do nothing with them.
Why?
I was scared.
Yeah. They just weren't familiar enough with how all this worked. The cards they were punching in at Walmart were just random numbers that they were trying. And the dumps that they were buying, well, they knew that those were already stolen by someone else. But these cards they were skimming themselves, that's new to them. They never stole credit cards before like this. So they just had to sit on them and let the heat cool down for a little while. We're going to take a quick ad break here, but stay with us because wherever you think this story is going, I promise you, it gets way crazier than that. This episode is sponsored by SpyCloud. Everyday stolen identity data like credentials, session cookies, PII, and more flows through criminal underground markets. Most companies don't know what's been exposed until it's too late. For the last decade, SpyCloud has existed for one reason: to disrupt cybercrime and end criminals' ability to profit from stolen data. That mission has never been more urgent. SpyCloud's latest idea has been to recapture darknet data from successful phishes, infostealer malware, combo lists, and breachers to put it to good use. They transform it into automated identity threat protection using advanced analytics and AI to protect workforce, consumers, and supplier identities from authentication bypass, session hijacking, account takeover, ransomware, and fraud. Don't wait to become the headline. Find out what criminals already know about your organization. Get your free Darknet exposure report at spycloud.com/darknetdiaries. That's spycloud.com/darknetdiaries. Okay, Chicken Express. That's what this chapter is called. Chicken Express. I've never been there, but I'm looking at it on Google Maps, and there's actually a bunch of them in Texas. It's a drive-through fast food chicken joint, and during busy times, they have 2 lanes for cars to line up in. But in order to take the order from that second lane, a cashier needs to walk out to the car and take the order, and then also take their money so that they can go into the building and charge the credit card or get change for them. Nathan's brother's girlfriend, Elizabeth, got a job at Chicken Express taking orders.
And what he would do is he had this little girlfriend, and like, manipulation, all that bullshit. So you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Convince any woman to do whatever you want. They're just like they can convince every man to do what they want him to do. So she was working at Chicken Express, and we were like, okay.
They had the skimmers from before, and they were like, you've got this great big apron on. Put the skimmer in your front apron pocket, and then when you take the person's credit card into the building to swipe it, also swipe it in the skimmer in your apron.
The machine to charge the card was inside the restaurant, so that she would take the card, leave, and come back, which would give her ample opportunity to stick it in that pocket and swipe it through that skimmer. Because it don't matter which way you go on the skimmer or anything, it's going to record it.
All right, I get it. They basically were just grabbing a copy of everyone's credit card that came through that Chicken Express lane. Her first day doing it, she got 8 cards. Not bad. But again, they're too scared to use them. They've just stolen 8 cards. Take it easy. Don't do anything with it. His brother was the one who was grabbing the cards off of Elizabeth's skimmer and keeping it on his computer. He didn't want to share them with Nathan.
Right. Well, we were just going to save them up for a while, and what plan was is to start selling dumps.
Okay.
Originally. But I had other ideas in my head. My little brother had his ideas, I had mine.
Yeah, what was your brother's ideas?
Well, he didn't want to use them. I wanted to use them.
Why? Okay, this is what I don't understand. Both of you have now spent $2,500 to buy skimmers. You've both gotten dozens of cards from it, and then you're like, let's not use this for anything.
Well, because we didn't know nothing about that side of it. You know what I mean? Like the dump side of it. We knew what track 1, track 2 was, and we knew how to put them on cards, and we knew all that stuff, but we didn't know like none of the. I guess we were trying to do OPSEC on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I figured it out.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just being hesitant.
If we were to use these, we were dissecting it, hacking it, trying to figure out how their system worked. We didn't know if we used one of these, they were going to come busting down our door right there or not. We didn't know.
That's right. Yeah.
So we were more cautious about it.
Okay. Fair enough. But she keeps skimming them.
Yeah, she kept skimming them for months.
So they just sat on them, not sure what to do. Just play it cool. Until one day, Nathan decided to use one.
One day I used like 2 or 3, like we were stuck somewhere or something that had no gas or something. And because we had an elaborate setup inside a vehicle to where we could make cards on our go. We'll get to that sooner or later.
Okay.
But we didn't have no dump, so we couldn't get none, or we couldn't get no big. Back then it was Liberty Reserve. We didn't have no Liberty Reserve to buy any, our web money. So we decided to use a couple of them. And they were bangers. I'm talking about bangers.
He was storing these cards in a Google Doc, and he took a few and got some blank credit cards, and he used his MSR device to write the credit card details to the card. At first, he just tried to use it on a gas pump, and it worked. He got gas with this card, and then he went into a store and tried buying stuff. And he says with just a few cards, he was able to buy $3,000 worth of stuff.
Like every one of them hit, bro. Every one of them hit.
Of course they hit because they're cards you stole. They're fresh.
Right.
Because the ones you were buying online were sold to 4 other people before they were sold to you, right? Yeah, I know you didn't know that, but that's why they weren't working. Yours were fresh.
We probably got scammed 8 times before we ever got one that worked.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know? But yeah, so we didn't know that they worked like that. So once we used them fresh ones, my brother didn't want to use no more, and I'm like, fuck him. My wheels are spinning in my head. And once I see the taste of money, it's like I'm not worried about pussy. I'm not worried about drugs. You ever been addicted to making money? Let's talk about being addicted to making money, because it's an addiction.
he had some of these cards from the skimmers that he was putting around town, but it was his brother who had the most amount of cards. From all the cards, his girlfriend Elizabeth was skimming at Chicken Express, but his brother wasn't sharing those cards with Nathan, and his mind was racing with how to get those from his brother.
I don't know how much of the federal paperwork you read or if you looked at anything up, but there was like 58 people they wanted to indict.
58?
And they only got 3 of us. Well, they got 4 of us, but only 3 of us.
You have to tell me when those other 55 come into play, because we've only listed 3 so far.
They've already been involved with all that. We're already making cards. Well, by that time, we're already making cards. We're already deep in the game by then. So this is when we get the fresh dumps, and we're using the fresh dumps that were skimmed. That's what our Fed case started because of.
Okay, so the other 50 people were involved before this.
Not necessarily all 50 of them. Like my brother had his people, and I had my people. My brother had like 4 or 5 people, and I had like 30 people.
Okay, and these other people, what were their roles?
Shoppers.
See, Nathan had a Fargo printer, which is a classic printer used to make IDs. Think membership cards or student IDs, employee badges. But he was using it to make credit cards, and he was making them look really good.
I'd print the cards and then program the mag strip. And that my little key trick was, so they don't have to ask you for ID, just put your fucking picture in the corner of the fucking card.
So you had a guy that you took a picture of him and you would print it on the card to make it look like a legitimate card. It wasn't just a blank card. You were printing on the card to make it look as good as possible.
Yeah.
And then he was taking it in the store and like, look, my picture's on the card. How can you say that's not me?
Exactly.
Wow, that's going the length there.
Like this was like in 2008, or 7 and 8. So like nobody was doing it like that back then.
So he would go around his neighborhood and hit up people he thought might want the extra cash and have them come over. And then he'd make a bunch of credit cards with their photo on it and have them go out and shop with stolen credit cards and then bring back any of the stuff you buy with it.
So what I would do, since I'm providing the cards, I figured the cards were, if they're buying a dump and they're making the card, so I charge $100 for the card basically, right?
Okay.
So say they bring me back $3,000 worth of merchandise. I can only sell it for half price. So that's $1,500 out the gate. I'm taking $100 off for each card, and I'm paying you cash the rest.
Hot damn! So people, okay, that's a pretty good incentive. I could see why a bunch of people would want to get in on this in Texas.
Well, and plus, like I was in the hood, so everybody's broke. Nobody has nice jobs and shit like that. All their parents are crackheads or whores or prostitutes or pimps or the pushers. The pimps are the pushers.
Okay, so all that was going around for a while with crappy stolen credit cards. A lot that didn't work. But now Nathan is like, man, I'm sitting on a bunch of banger cards. It's time to start making some real money with these. But his brother was the one who had the bulk of them, and he wasn't sharing.
So my brother didn't want to use them. And so I hacked my brother. Fuck. I hacked him and started using them.
Wait, you hacked your brother?
Yeah. Why not?
Wait.
You got something I want, how'd you
do that?
I just got on his computer and stole his file. I knew, with that, it's my little brother, so obviously he's learned from me. So he's going to think kind of like I think. So it wasn't that hard to find the text document and where it was hidden. And I've seen him, because it's his girlfriend that was doing it, right?
Yeah.
So, and then, I didn't go to prison the first time until I was 30. So I made a pretty good while before I got in trouble.
I did good for myself.
What age do you think your daughter is going to be before she goes to prison for the first time?
My kids are not going to prison.
Okay.
One of them's graduated college. The other one's in college. My 16-year-old's fixing to graduate high school with her nursing shit done this year.
Do you have a better neighborhood that they're living in compared to where you grew up?
Yeah. It's Dallas, bro. It's a city. So it's like bad shit happens everywhere.
You put it as like a badge of honor. Like, man, I didn't go to prison until I was over 30, so I did pretty good.
Most people are either dead or in prison by the time they're 30 in my neighborhood. I grew up in Oak Cliff, though. See, my kids live in Dallas with their mother.
Yeah,
and she's in Garland. It's a little better. But it's still the city, fast life.
What did your dad do? Like, was he a carpenter or a musician, or what?
My dad installed fire systems and restaurants and paint booths.
Did he ever break the law? Did he? What was his? At what age did he go to prison?
He went to jail when he was a kid one time for running from the police because he had a race car. He had a Dodge Challenger.
Yeah, I mean, when you say the fast life, it really does resonate with me because everything's just moving and changing, and things are happening, and it feels uncomfortable because it's like I'm not ready for this, but man, everyone else is doing it, so I better get ready for this because I got no choice.
It's like you're in a tank full of sharks. So either you become a shark or you get eaten.
Okay, we need to get back on track. All right, with the stolen file that he got from his brother, he had a whole new chest of cards to start cracking into. And when I think about the supply chain here, it's pretty wild. Elizabeth stole these cards from people at Chicken Express, and then she gave them to her boyfriend. Actually, I think they got married sometime in there as well. So she gave them to her husband. Then Nathan steals the cards from him, and then he prints them onto cards and gives them to shoppers and swipers. And then they go out and they buy things from the stores with them. And then they sell those things back to Nathan for 30% of its value. And then Nathan tries to sell it for 50% of its value on the streets. So Nathan was a lot of people's hookups for just half-price stuff. But despite being complex and long, the system was working. With Nathan working with dozens of shoppers that were just going around buying stuff all the time, it was endless work for him. He was making cards all day and reselling things and buying stuff. But he was making good money doing it all. And at this point, his brother realized that Nathan stole the cards and was unhappy about it, but was joining him on some of this anyway.
He had always joined. He said I was doing too much because I was doing too much.
Anyway, he didn't want to miss out on all the money that he could get from these cards that his wife stole.
In order to be a good swiper, you got to believe in your heart and in your mind and your body that this is your credit card. This is your money. If you don't, you won't do good. You'll be one of them people that pays for the shit and then they ask you for ID and you burn off and you just burned yourself. It's all about how you talk to people. It's all about your finesse game, really.
Yeah.
And who you pick to check you out.
Did you teach people how to do that game?
Yeah, you got to.
Well, okay, teach me. I want to be a good swiper.
Okay, so I'm teaching you to be a swiper. We'll give you probably like 2 or 3 cards, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you what to go in there and get. Like, I'd plan people's routes out for them and everything. Like, cause back then it was MapQuest, right? I'd plan their whole route out for them, tell them what stores to go to and everything. Bro, I'd have it all broke down and everything. So we'd go to the store, and you would come with me first, and I'd show you how to do it. I'd never look up at a camera. Never. I always wear a hat. So, and I'm always looking down at my phone. Always be on your phone. That was the rule number 1. Always be on your phone. Because if you're looking down at your phone, you're always going to look down, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to be looking up to where a camera can get a clear picture of your face. That's why I get my federal documents. It says 205 white males. 205 white males. It was always me and my brother.
Yep.
But it was 205 white males. That's all it was. And always cover up all your tattoos. Yep. Wear glasses. Wear a hat. Things that are going to, make it not so obvious of who you are, but without not making it so obvious that you're hiding your identity. Right.
Yep.
I liked when I go get gift cards, I'd like putting on some coveralls and getting them all dirty and shit. Look like I've been working on an oil rig all day and I'm coming here to get $2,500 gift cards for my workers because they passed the safety test.
Yeah.
So then it doesn't look so obvious. Then my brother's got coveralls with me. He's with me. My card don't work. Right?
Yeah.
Bro, your money get on your card yet? Yeah. My money got on my card. Pay for my shit, bro. And as soon as my shit gets on there, I'll pay you back. So he's at one register and I'm at the next register. We're working together at the same time still too.
Yeah.
So we're banging them double. And about when I was doing that, bro, I went to all the way to Missouri and back down and got like $30,000 worth of gift cards. The dude sold them. They were for eBay and PayPal, and he ended up buying a vet with them off of eBay.
So over time, the shoppers and swipers and his network would be bringing him tons of stuff. A lot was gift cards, but sometimes it was TVs and laptops and video game consoles, anything that would have a high resale value.
What I'd do is I'd have a storage and I'd fill it up, and there's pictures of it in my discovery packet. and I'd fill it up. And then I had a couple of Mexicans that are cartel. They take all this shit back to Mexico, bro. They'll buy that shit for cash because it's easier to transport that shit across the border than it is cash. You're not going to lose it getting across the border. They'll be able to drive right across.
It's crazy how much logistics went into his operation. But the more cards he would get from skimming, the more cards he could just print and then give to shoppers, and they would be constantly bringing him stuff. He had it all dialed in.
Bro, at the end of it, I was making like $5,000 cash a day profit.
But of course, in the wake of all his activity, it would mean that tons of cards were reported stolen, and purchases were traced to certain locations, and authorities started putting pieces together.
Half of Texas, bro. So basically half the United States looking for me.
This article says this case is being investigated by the Tyler Police Department, U.S. Secret Service, the Smith County Sheriff's Office, the Henderson County Sheriff's Office, the Athens Police Department, the Caney City Police Department, the Longview Police Department, the Mesquite Police Department, the Terrell Police Department, the Waco Police Department, the Corsican Police Department, the Waxahachie Police Department, the Van Zant County Precinct 4 Constable, Walmart Stores Associate Asset Protection, and Southside Bank.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It wasn't too hard for them to all look at the cards for a common purchase point, which would indicate where they were likely stolen. And the cops saw that Chicken Express and gas pumps were where these cards were getting stolen from. Eventually, this meant the cops had an arrest warrant for Nathan. And it didn't seem like they knew exactly what he was up to, but they had a strong suspicion that he was doing something wrong. And for some reason, right around this time, Nathan broke up with his wife. They got a divorce. And she was the mother of his kids. She wasn't clean from crime herself, though. She got caught punching in those credit cards at Walmart, remember? And the police gave her a stern talking to for that one. But for whatever reason, the two of them broke up and were done with that relationship.
I met this bad bitch, bro. So I had a bitch living at the house with me. And I met this bad bitch, bro. So I bring a bad bitch home with me and kicked my other bitch out the night before, bro, that I got raided. Bro, so I'm in there making some cards this morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. And the dude comes over from across the street to get some cards, making some cards. 5 minutes later, bro, I hear his banging on the door and they kick in the door. I fucking throw the laptop on the floor and I jump up. He's in there. And I come into the living room. They fucking got a gun in my goddamn daughter's head, bro. She's like 5 years old, bro.
What?
And fucking, they're telling me to get down on the ground, bro. I said, get that fucking gun out of my daughter's face, you fucking bitch. I'm outraged, bro. Like, I'm already freaking the fuck out.
His girlfriend and dad come home and they see Nathan in handcuffs in the front yard.
Then the Secret Service, they start asking me questions. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to say. And they're like, well, they found stolen motorcycles here, drugs, everything. Delaying credit cards. They raided the neighbor's house across the street that snitched on me. They found a fucking baby white container with like 1,000 cards in it. They put them all on the news. They have pictures of them all out on the table. Like they fucking, you know how they do. They parade that shit around like they did something good.
Yeah.
I was just a modern day Robin Hood, bro. That's all. I was still from the rich.
No, you were not the Robin Hood. You weren't giving anything to the poor. You were the one making all the money. You were like, I want more money. I want more money.
See, it looks like I made all the money because I had so many people working for me. But everybody else made just as much money as I did.
So the cops continued to question him, but he just kept quiet the whole time. They told him, look, if you tell us the names of everyone involved, then we'll let you go. But he didn't say anything. He didn't give up anyone's names. And I'm not sure if they even knew he was the ringleader of all this or not.
They were like, well, we don't have anything to charge you with today. All we had was a search warrant. You'll be receiving an indictment at a later date, and left.
And they didn't take you. They just left you.
Take nobody to jail. They were trying to take my Escalade, but they couldn't take my Escalade because it wasn't in my name. Never put nothing in my name. Thank God.
So what kind of cars did you have at the time?
I had a Jaguar, a Lexus, and a Cadillac Escalade.
Yeah. And they couldn't take any of the cars?
No, my Lexus was in my best friend's name. The Escalade was in the cop's name I bought it from, and my Jaguar was in my other homeboy's name.
So you were buying cars with this? What else were you doing with the money?
We buy electronics, jewelry. I had lots of jewelry and lots of guns.
Mm-hmm. Drugs?
Oh yeah, lots of drugs. Yeah, I always had drugs.
Yeah,
what?
Of course. What? Sorry to ask.
When they took me out for Ritalin, what else did I have to do besides self-medicate?
Yeah, they gave you drugs at the beginning.
Prescription methamphetamines when I was 6 years old. What do they expect me to turn into?
The cops did take all the blank cards, the gift cards, writers, and stuff that looked illegal. I saw a picture of it. They laid it all out on a table for the media to see. One picture, I counted over 200 gift cards just spread out all over the table. And at the time, he was still living with his parents, his mom and dad, and his kids. His little brother was living there, but his brother got a sense that Nathan was doing just too much and was going to move out. And his brother was still mad that he stole the file off his computer.
He's mad as fuck.
Even though his brother did some of this activity himself too, there was just too much going on for him. It was getting too hot, and his little brother moved out just before the cops raided the place.
He wasn't here, bro. He already burnt off because he said I was doing too much. I mean, ultimately, we would have got caught anyways. I just kind of put us in the HOV lane and got us there quicker.
Yeah, but their past of punching in credit cards at stores, buying dumps online, and getting dozens of people to help be shoppers, they were doomed from that alone. The Chicken Express cards that they were using like this, it just sped up the process of them getting caught.
So after they raided us, I had $20,000 stashed that they didn't find. It was in a fucking one of the big flashlights that has the big square batteries in it. I had 5 rolls of $5,000 piece wrapped up rubber band in there in my dad's room. They didn't even search my parents' room at all.
Okay. All right. So what did you do after that? You stopped cold turkey. You became a good boy.
No. I smashed the gas on their bitch ass.
Smash the gas.
Well, the cops are already after me. They already know what I'm doing. The fuck am I going to stop for? I'm already in trouble. I'm already caught.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what? I'm Aquarius for one. So it's like I'm all or nothing. I'm going to give it 110% or I'm going to give it no percent. Same thing I do with my relationships. But I'll go back to the childhood still, like you were talking about earlier, you know? It's you apply what you learned to everything.
So what he knows is how to make money and be invisible. So he grabs the $20,000 and goes on the run.
Probably like 3 days later, I went to Dallas, and I was staying at the hotels at first, and then I got me a spot, little house that I was able to rent in somebody else's name, get the electricity and shit going on somebody else's name, all that, and started making credit cards there. My homeboy, my right hand man that lived with me, he sold drugs. I sold credit cards, so I never had to buy drugs anymore, and he never had to buy credit cards no more. Worked out.
Now, during that time, the police were also looking for his brother, but he was hiding out too. But one day, his brother made a mistake with one of the stolen credit cards. Okay, I have it in my notes that he was at an arcade messing around with quarters.
He got like $200 worth of quarters out the fucking automated quarter machine with a credit card.
With a stolen credit card.
Yeah.
And why was this suspicious at all? Because people don't buy $200 worth of quarters?
I mean, not and put them in their pocket and leave.
How do you put $200 worth of quarters in your pocket? Yeah, it is. I guess you're right.
I would have been playing video games.
So he just goes into the arcade, grabs $200 worth of quarters, and is like, "I'm good. See you." And the mall worker calls the cops.
Yeah.
And says, "This guy's weird. He just bought $200 worth of coins and he's leaving quarters."
Well, he went shopping too. He had a whole bunch of shit under the car outside the mall. He had a whole bunch of shit under the car that he had been shopping in there all day too.
Just follow the trail of quarters to the mall. You'll catch him.
I think like shit. That's easy $200. That's like the max that let you get out per card.
So this is how his brother got caught. And since they caught him in the act, they took him right to jail.
So they ended up catching my brother probably around November, and they got arrested in Dallas. And I had already knew a bondsman, so I called the bondsman and had the bondsman go get him right out, and he got out.
His brother was out of jail, but not for long. Stealing from the mall is one thing, but running a huge stolen credit card ring is another. So the feds came and arrested his brother and took him to jail a week later.
Oh, I couldn't have bought him out the feds. When the feds got him and the U.S. Marshal detainer was on him, yeah, and there ain't no bonding out the feds, bro. I had $100,000 cash. I tried to get him out, and they told me I was fucked. So I ended up paying $20,000 for a federal lawyer. That was the biggest waste of money ever.
So your brother's stuck in jail.
I can't get him out.
You can't get him out.
I mean, this is my best friend, you know? My first best friend was my sister. She died when I was 13. She was killed in a drunk driving accident.
Oh, no.
So then my little brother became my best friend, you know?
So was she, a drunk driver hit her?
Yeah.
Were you in the car too?
No, it was her and her boyfriend, and then 2 other people in the other vehicle. All 4 of them were intoxicated.
Your sister was intoxicated too?
Yeah, she was underage, and she we won a $5 million lawsuit against Dennis Rodman, bro, but it was under LLC, so we'll never get none of the money.
Wait, how does Dennis Rodman come into this story?
Well, it's not into the story; it's into the story of my sister dying. He owned the bar that they were at drinking underage, and the investigator that went there, we got video of it and shit, and we won in court.
Okay, so was it the car that your sister was in that was the drunk driver, or was it the other car?
Both of them.
Oh, okay.
But everybody was drunk in both cars.
Holy cow! What a awful situation that is to lose your sister at 13.
Yeah, it was true. That was probably my first like real traumatic event in my life, and that's when I started using drugs. That's when I blamed God for everything. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, that's when my life really took a turn for the worst.
Really? It hit you hard.
Yeah. I mean, I getting a knock on the door at 4:00 in the morning, 2 police officers being there, and you're 13 years old, and you're answering the door with your mom and dad because somebody's beating on the door at 4:00 in the morning, and then you're hearing this. So it's like, yeah. Our parents didn't know how to deal with losing a kid, so how could they help us cope with losing a sister?
Yeah, right. They're probably
You know
losing
what I
their
mean?
mind. They don't.
Yeah.
They're grieving. They can't help you, right? I didn't think of that.
Like, what are they going to do to tell it? What are they going to do to help us?
So you had to find your own way, which is drugs.
Right. That was my escape.
God damn.
My escape from reality. And then once I figured out how to escape from reality, I mean, you escape from reality forever. And this time I've been sober like 5 months.
You've been sober right now for the last 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. Wow, that's hard.
You know, it took me losing probably the love of my life to figure that out.
Wait, hold on. We started this call. You told me you had a bong in front of you.
I do. I didn't say I smoke weed. You better do better.
What are you smoking?
Nothing.
I don't know what to believe with you.
I believe I just took a bong rip.
Sober for 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so so your brother's in jail. You're stressed out on this. You're hiding out from the cops. Are you missing from the cops, or are they asking you to come to court and you're like, nope, I'm not coming?
I'm wanted. So my brother's baby mama, Elizabeth, she's staying with my cousin in another house in Oak Cliff, and I get a call one day that she was talking to the Secret Service. They're trying to get her to turn herself in, and I find out about it. I go over there and tell her to get in the car. She gets in the car. I tell her to give me her phone. She gives me her phone. Take the battery out, SIM card out, throw the shit out the window, break that bitch in half, and throw it out the window until I ever catch talking to the cops again. I'm gonna kill her.
Damn.
I kidnapped her.
Wait, you kidnapped Elizabeth?
And then she started getting high on methamphetamines, and now she's in jail still for methamphetamines. I turned her out. Fucked her life off.
What?
She never got high before. I got her high for the first time. She's been doing meth ever since.
Oh my God, what?
My brother got custody of both his sons because he could tell you all that stuff. But yeah, he ended up getting custody of both of his sons because his baby mama's a piece of shit. My baby mama's a piece of shit too. She got back with the guy that molested my kids.
Yeah, but you're the one who turned her into a piece of shit by getting her hooked on meth.
It's not my fault she stayed addicted.
What is this? You need your own TV show. Someone needs to be following you with a camera.
If you record my life, I'll be rich. We'd all be cool. Like I tell people all the time, you can't make this shit up.
I know. Like Jersey Shore would have nothing on you. You would just be like,
and this is real life reality. All that shit that they do is fake scripted shit. Yeah.
So the indictment comes out. It lists Nathan, his brother, and his brother's wife, Elizabeth, saying they were stealing credit cards from Chicken Express and then using those at Walmart. Nathan was still wanted, though, missing, hiding out, and still making stolen credit cards.
I had a Budengera, a witch lady come from Mexico.
A what?
A Budengera?
What the hell?
Yeah, it's like a witch person, a witch doctor or something. They worship the Santa Muerte.
Why would you get this?
So they can come friend my house.
How much did you pay them?
I like $200. So what happened was, so I was ended up burning that candle in my house, one of the Mexican candles, and it stopped burning. So my homeboy was still staying over there. The cops that came to the house looking for somebody, but it wasn't for me or for him or anything. It was some wrong house basically. But I panicked, and so I wasn't never going back there. And somebody called me and told me the candle was going out. I go to get the candle was going out. Never got the candle lit again, so she could channel her spell and keep her spell of protection over me. Well, didn't work. I was on the fucking channel 45811 news, most wanted, top 10 DFW most wanted by the U.S. Marshals. And they're looking for me in my Escalade. So I dropped my Escalade off, got my Lexus. And we went and got our OCS for Oak Cliff Swipers. We had a little swiping click called Oak Cliff Swipers. And we went and got our OCS tattoos, me and my cousin, and one of my shoppers.
Tattoos. You're on the run from the feds, and you're like, guys, we need to stop and get tattoos on the way out of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oak Hill Swipers.
Oak Cliff.
Oak Cliff Swipers.
Yeah, they got a song about it. It's called Oak Cliff. That's my hood.
Oak Cliff, yeah, that's my hood. Yeah, put it in his face, get that shit understood. Yeah, this ain't what you want, boy. Tell me.
That needs to be the opening intro music. Oak Cliff, that's my hood. My main girlfriend shows up at the tattoo parlor, so I got both my bitches there.
Oh, they didn't know about each other.
Yeah, they knew about it. The side bitch knew about it. They didn't.
Oh, okay.
The main bitch didn't like the side bitch. Side bitch didn't give a fuck.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it usually works.
I got you, cuz. My cousin's telling me I got you, cuz. So I make both my bitches sit in the back seat. My cousin rides in the front seat with me. We go to my cousin's house. My side bitch goes in the house with me because my cousin and my main bitch don't get along. They hate each other.
Yeah.
So she's like, you can't come in my house. So this bitch is sitting outside my Lexus. I'm in the bed with my side bitch, my cousin's house. I wake up the next morning, make some cars, roll a blunt, go start looking for my cousin, rolls a blunt. She goes, Nathan, the cops are here. My cousin, she had the doors open in the front of the house and was cleaning and shit. She seen the Secret Service car pull up. There was just 2 Secret Service agents originally with one Dallas patrol car when they came to arrest me. And I don't know how they got the anonymous tip there. I'm pretty sure it was my main bitch's fucking mama. I'm about 99.9% sure. And it's all good. You know, I was going to get caught immediately anyway, so I'm glad it went down like it did and I didn't get hurt because I ran everybody out the house. My cousin's Mexican. She got like 3 kids at the house with her. Both my bitches are out of the house. I ran everybody out the house, put on my body armor, got my AR-15, loaded that bitch. I had 10 30-round clips, but I was ready for war. I didn't know what was happening. I thought I was going to prison for the rest of my life, bro.
Wow.
So I was ready to die.
So you cleared everyone else out of the house, and then you loaded up body armor and armed yourself with all the weapons you had.
Yeah.
And you flashed it out the windows and the doors, like, "Hey, stay out."
My in-screen front porch, bro, on the underneath the carport. They had the screen on it though that where you could see out, but people couldn't see in, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So I was sitting there watching them for 6 hours, bro, while they were surrounding my house, the tank pulling up in the front yard and putting the robot on the porch, throwing a phone in through the door, shooting flashbangs and tear gas. I'm sitting there watching these fucking idiots thinking they're tear gassing and flashbanging me, and I'm sitting out here on the front porch watching these fucking idiots the whole time, bro.
Oh, dang. Yeah, they didn't know you were on the porch.
Bro, I picked them off, bro. I mean, I want to get all of them, but I could have picked them off, bro, if I really wanted to. They wouldn't even know. I mean, after the first couple of shots, I would have got a couple of them before they got me.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't try to go out like that. Not at that point in my life.
I mean, this sounds really intense. Were you scared? Were you tensed up?
Yeah,
were you high?
I was hyperventilating. I was cold sweats. Like it was an adrenaline rush and sadness and it's over with all at the same time, you know. So I said, fuck this. I took some hydrocodone. I took some Xanax. Went in the house. As soon as I went in the house, my eyes started burning like a motherfucker, crying like a baby. So I fucking put on some big ass glasses, wrapped a towel around my head, got it wet, and went to the door. And then I find this phone that they threw in through the window, and I pick up the phone. The hostage negotiator gets on the phone. I tell him, "Fuck you, bitch! I don't want to talk to you." Put Secret Service Agent Reeves on the phone. He said, "Yes, sir." He got on the phone. So, Mr. Reeves, these Dallas police are going to kill me, bro. They're treating. Look at this. They got this tank out here in the front yard. They got the goddamn SWAT. They got the command center band down at the end of the block.
There was an actual tank in your yard?
Bro, they had snipers on the hospital across the street.
Damn. Okay, what? How did they know that you were like armed and dangerous in there? You must have showed them like, hey, I've got these weapons like through the window or something, and stay the fuck back.
Like 3 rounds into the ceiling, and I came to the door.
You shot the ceiling?
Yeah.
And they at the door they saw. So they came all the way to the door and they saw you shooting the ceiling.
No, they were in the yard. They were in the yard within the tank. They had like a turn on the tank so that they shoot tear gas. They're like,
this is crazier than Waco.
Secret Service, like they're very professional, bro, and they're very chill and laid back, bro. Like he said, I got since we don't know if there's anybody else in the house, you have to come out and surrender to them. But as soon as you surrender to them, I'm gonna come and get you. I said, that's your word? And he said, what are your demands? So, bro, I want to talk to my kids and I want to smoke some cigarettes, and I just want to call my parents and my kids, tell them I love them, tell everybody I love them. He's like, well, you come out peacefully. You got my word. You got that. I was like, that's your word as a man? He's like, that's my word as a man. And so I surrendered peacefully after 8 hours.
Holy mackerel. Okay.
I didn't like that. I was for them. They were fixing to come in. Was in like the next 5 minutes. They were fixing to come in and get me. So I probably would have been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they honor their word?
The Secret Service agent did. As soon as I didn't even get put in handcuffs by the Dallas police, and when he arrested me, he put zip ties on me and put them in the front, and he let me sit in the front seat with him when we left. When we drove off, I was in the front seat with him, and the other agent was behind me. And he gave me his cell phone. He said, "Call your kids." We got down to the grassy knoll where Kennedy got shot. He said, "You're not gonna try to run, are you?" I said, "Nope." He said, "If you do, I'm gonna shoot you in the back." Let me sit down on the grassy knoll and smoke 3 cigarettes before he took me to Lou Sterrett.
Lou Sterrett Justice Center is the main Dallas County jail. And as you could guess, he was facing tons and tons of charges at this point. They were slapping him with charges of things he didn't even do. Like any time that there was a stolen credit card incident in Texas, he was getting charged with that.
There was actually one of the computers that had been purchased from us. They had ended up finding it somewhere or something, and they found out they had some child pornography on it. And but my lawyer had a special investigator, and somebody had bought the laptop before us and taken it back to Walmart, and then my shopper purchased it.
Okay, so at this point, your brother's in jail, his ex-wife Elizabeth's in jail, you're in jail.
Yep. And Corey Davis is in jail too.
Corey Davis, let me see what I have on him. So this guy was an accomplice.
He was the one that was getting credit cards that morning from me when we got raided originally.
Yeah.
They lived across the street from me. Dude couldn't feed his kids. Him and his wife lost their job and couldn't feed their kids, pay their bills or nothing. So I put them on, and then they tell on me.
Oh, he was your neighbor. Yeah. So he was cashing for you, and when the police got to him, he got scared. He just got scared for his own sake, man. He was like, I don't want to go to prison forever. What do you want to know? I mean, that's the thing about snitching is everyone says don't snitch, don't snitch. But then when it's like, well, you got 40 years in prison or you can snitch. And then suddenly the reality hits people.
Well, yeah, I got a little brother. I call him my little brother because me and my ex-wife raised him. It's her little brother. And he just got 5 years for murder. But
what?
I mean, there was the dude that was with him did the murder, and my little brother didn't know he was doing the murder.
I see.
And we got out and blew somebody's head off on a motorcycle.
Jeez.
My little brother only got 5 years, but he got like 15 years because he had a whole bunch of other shit too. But they knew he wasn't part of the murder, so they only gave him 5 years for it.
Have you ever diagnosed yourself for any mental situations like ADHD or anything?
Myself?
Well, not diagnosed yourself, but have you been like, are you officially anything at ADHD or?
Yeah, I have ADHD, dyslexia, intermittent explosive anger disorder, PTSD, extreme PTSD, extreme anxiety. Did I say bipolar 1 and 2 yet?
No.
Yeah, I got them. That's what I've been diagnosed with by the doctor.
What's some of your favorite musicians?
Tupac.
Yeah.
I listen to rock music, like death metal, like heavy death metal. Like Rammstein, Slipknot,
Slipknot.
Cannibal
Yeah.
Corpse,
Okay. I was gonna say Slipknot.
break shit music.
ICP?
Yeah. I went to ICP concert. They're fucking hilarious, bro.
Oh my gosh, I bet they are. Bunch of clowns.
Yeah.
Okay. Where were we? Oh yeah. December 2010. Nathan, his brother, and his brother's wife Elizabeth were all in jail. And Nathan's brother and Elizabeth had kids.
His son with Elizabeth is with his grandparents, and then his other son with his other wife is with his first baby mama, and my three kids were with my baby mama. But when I got arrested, my kids were with my parents. When my wife left me, she left me with no car, no nothing, and 3 kids. Like, she paints this whole story. She got everybody pictured this whole story that I'm the evil person. You abandoned me and the kids.
Yeah.
I feel like I abandoned them eventually anyways, because I went to prison for so long. So I feel like I abandoned them too, though. And I did, but at the time, when you have no means of making money, when I was 17, I got my first computer job working for Southwestern Bell, doing tech support for Pacific Bell, Nevada Bell, and Pacific and Southwestern Bell. I used to work for Microsoft, bro. I used to work for Vario web hosting. I worked in network operations center. Like, I could have had a good, promising computer career, but I fucked it all off because of drugs. I was doing cocaine, lines of cocaine, when I worked for Earthlink Internet. Earthlink?
Yeah, I remember Earthlink dial-up.
Yeah. I was doing lines of cocaine on the desk with the trainer.
With the trainer? What?
The train from Seattle would come down, come get me. We'd go to Oak Cliff, get him some cocaine. He'd smoke cocaine on top of a weed and a tobacco pipe. And I'd do lines of cocaine on the table. He'd be like, I'm going to go get Michael. We're going to go work on some training material. We do all this on the clock.
Crazy motherfucker. Okay. I don't think.
I hacked Earthlink, bro. They tried to fuck us, bro. I crashed their stock, bro. This is like,
What?
Yeah. I crashed their stock, bro. So, like, it was the Earthlink MindSpring merger, right?
Yeah.
Sprint took over basically because they own 80% of Earthlink. That's way back when they had that short URL shortener called CJB.net. Remember CJB?
No.
It was a URL shortener. So I made elnsucks.cjb.net. I worked in network operations center, bro. So I had access to the server room and everything, And so I got into the company, the president of the company's emails, and him and the vice president and people on the board and shit. They were talking about how they fuck over their customers, because their service was shit, bro. It was trash. And it was just anyway. So I posted these documents, all these confidential information about how they got hacked one time and they didn't report it to nobody. But back then you didn't have to. So I released all this. I put it on CJB.net website, just a little HTML thing with some snippets from the emails.
Yeah.
And I started spamming fucking MSN and Yahoo stock message boards. And their fucking stock went from like $32 down to $18.
Damn.
Because like this company comes in here and they're now got all these new employees, and now they're trying to renege on what they said they were going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm always for the little man. You know what I'm saying? I always stand up for the little man. But I never went back.
Yeah. I bet you didn't. Yeah. Man, we get off track fast with this one. All right. Yeah. Still, Nathan, his brother, and Elizabeth are all in jail. Elizabeth pleads guilty, and his brother pleads guilty. And the two boys actually said that they coerced Elizabeth into doing it. So this meant she got less time in jail. And so she ended up serving 2 years in jail. His little brother got 4 years in prison. And the last one to face trial was Nathan.
I pled guilty. Conspiracy to access to my fraud. And I went to prison.
He was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison. 3 months more than his brother.
Yeah, I ended up doing all of it. My brother ended up doing all of it too. And, I went to prison, bro. I lived like a rock star the whole time I was in prison. I stayed high on K2 and drinking moonshine.
The hell's K2? That's a vitamin.
No, K2 is like synthetic marijuana.
Oh, my God. Okay. So you do your 4 years, 3 months in prison, you get out, and then you're a good boy after that, and you've reformed. You self-rehabilitation in prison.
Yeah, right. Got out. I got out of the halfway house. When I got out of the halfway house, I got 7 violations the first week I was out.
For drugs.
Driving while intoxicated, getting caught in a stolen car, fucking. But it wasn't a stolen car; it was a rental. It just didn't get taken back when it's supposed to. But being out of district, not reporting it to my probation officer, and she told me, Mr. Michael, do you want to go to jail? You want to go back to jail, or do you want to go to? Then they put me on the code shit, the color code shit, and I had to go to intensive drug treatment program, go one-on-one counseling for 6 months straight.
Now, I think a lot of people might have gotten out early because of good behavior. It's surprising to me that you had to serve the entire sentence. There was no good behavior for you.
I discharged my federal sentence and my state sentence. I stayed in medium and close custody. I'm a knucklehead.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to the police in the world. Why am I going to go to prison and start listening to them?
To get out early and see your kids.
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about that. The way they treat people in prison, bro, is inhumane. So why?
Yeah.
Well, if they treat you like an animal, why aren't you going to act like an animal?
Okay.
So if they leave me in a cage 23 hours a day and they let me out an hour a day, what am I going to do when I get out for that hour? It's just like locking a dog in a cage for 23 hours a day and letting him out.
All right. So you get out of prison, and how does it go wrong after that?
Well, I got a girl pregnant, and I had I was at the hotel, and I was sitting there one day. I was like, man, I had 3 different bitches in 3 different rooms. I know what to do.
In one hotel?
Yeah.
Man, what's the secret to your riz? How are you attracting so many of these girls?
What's crazy is, bro, like my brother always asks me the same things. He's like, how do you get so much pussy? How do you get so much? I don't know, bro. I don't go chasing pussy, bro. It's just like, that's what I always tell people. I pose and get chose. I just chill and be still, bro. It comes to me. It's crazy.
Pose and get chose. I'm going to try that. I'll see if it works.
I mean, it works. Like, me and my girlfriend broke up 4 months ago, and she'd been dragging me for 4 months. And I finally cut her completely off about a week ago, and I got 2 chicks already. Like 45, and I'm still upgrading.
Okay, so you're in a hotel with three different ladies in the hotel, and you're looking at it like, man, how am I supposed to juggle this? Keep going.
Yeah. So it's like, and then the guy that was down here at the lake with us, he was originally involved in our fucking Fed case, but he didn't tell. He was one of the ones that didn't tell. Stayed stiff, and starts fucking with him again. And then me and him are out in fucking Fort Worth. We're going to Chili's because they had them kiosks where you could just swipe right at the fucking table.
Yeah, so despite serving 4 years in prison, Nathan went right back to carding, getting stolen credit cards, printing them on blank cards, and using them to buy stuff in the stores himself. He was doing all his old tricks, wearing disguises and buying gift cards from Home Depot and Walmart. Oh yeah, and using them to get free food at Chili's. Since the ordering system is right there at the table, you could just keep trying different cards until you find one that actually works and pays for your food without the server getting suspicious, right? So he's riding in the car with this guy, and they're on their way to get food at Chili's.
Like we're turning on to get onto the highway, and he runs a red light with 3 cops parked at the red light right across the street. And the dude ended up being a snitch, right? My brother's got a couple pending felonies because of him right now, and my brother kept fucking with the dude, and I told my brother the whole time that he's a snitch, because everybody, people talk.
You said he was a stiff guy though, and he didn't though.
But he's not stiff now.
Oh.
Well, he was just in another state in like Virginia or somewhere, and he was in there for like 3 felonies, like larceny and a whole bunch of other shit. And he said they gave him time served in county for felonies. Where the fuck do they do that at?
Oh yeah, county is not a felony place.
You can't serve your time. You can't serve felony time in county.
No.
I don't think anywhere. I mean, I studied.
I can imagine like maybe a few weeks before they transfer you to the right place, but not your whole duration.
Yeah, but you might get time credited towards your felony, but you're not going to do your felony time there.
I agree with you.
And then he went to Alabama.
So was this guy
back here?
Okay, so was this guy high or stoned when he was driving around like that?
Yeah, of course we were. I was high on GHB, and he was high on fucking meth and GHB probably.
All right, so you're leaving Chili's, you're speeding through.
Going to Chili's.
Going to Chili's, going through red lights, right past cop cars. Keep going.
Pulled in right behind us. The turn lights on. He pulls right over. Doesn't even fucking drive 5 feet. He slams on the brake, pulls over. I got rid of all my cards, bro. The cops didn't catch me with no card. They didn't catch me with no plastic.
You threw them out the window.
Nah, I put them down the side of the window, down into the door.
Oh, it's smart. Yeah, right in the glass. Okay.
Yep. They didn't catch me with no cards. They didn't catch me with no gift cards. I got rid of everything. They caught them. They caught my co-defendants with everything. I got 8 years. They got 10 years deferred. Probation. Probation's never been an option for me. They've never given me probation or offered me probation.
Wait, so when the car got pulled over, is that when you went to jail or you got off?
Yeah, I went to jail that night.
Well, how? Because you didn't have the cards. How'd they know it was you?
The cops got the receipts, and the car's packed full of shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was just the last place we went was Home Depot. And so we got all the shit, and they ended up opening up the box, the security camera box. We got the MSR in it and shit. And they run my name and they see what I was in federal prison for, and they're like, "What's the access to device fraud?" So they always ask me every time I get pulled over, "What's the access to device fraud? You ever lose your credit card or you get stolen?"
It's interesting how vivid Nathan's memories are in those moments right before being arrested. That must be like a flashbulb moment for a lot of people, you know? Like you remember it so perfectly clear. It's almost like those are the last moments of freedom that his brain holds on to. Or maybe he replays those moments again and again in his head to try to think what he could have done differently. Anyway, the cops found swiping equipment in the car and quickly put the pieces together that he was still doing swiping. So they arrested him and took him to jail again. This time, he pled guilty and they sentenced him to 8 years in prison. And the main crime they were saying he did is that he swiped a stolen card at Home Depot and bought $2,200 worth of gift cards. Okay, so this is the second time you go into prison?
Yeah.
8 years they put you in for $2,200? Like that's a lot for just such a small amount.
I mean, but they know I was doing more than that though.
So what they? I mean, what were they?
It's not about, like Texas. I mean, you know how fucked up the legal system is. I mean, it's fucked up in every state, I'm sure.
It is, but what were they saying your charges were? I mean, it wasn't just the $2,200.
For swiping for $2,200. They charged me with engaging in organized criminal activity.
Mm-hmm. But
so it was first degree felony.
The first one was they were saying you did $1 million in damage. What were they saying here?
They didn't say nothing. They just said $2,200 was shipped from fucking.
It's just so hard that there's 8 years in prison for $2,200 stolen.
Tell me about it. But it's because they didn't charge me. See, like if I would have got caught in Dallas, bro, they would have charged me with credit card fraud and abuse. It would have been a state jail felony, maximum 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But since I was out there and I got caught with 2 other people, they're doing this shit in Texas now, and they're charging people with basically a conspiracy in the state. It's crazy. At that time, it's not a dollar amount anymore. See, so like it goes up and higher towards how the dollar amount it is. But once you're charged, once you get the enhancement of engaging in organized criminal activity, it's enhanced from a second-degree felony to a first-degree felony, and then therefore, time.
Jeez, man. Okay,
and, they're trying to give me 15, bro.
15.
And my homeboy paid $10,000 for a lawyer for me in the state, and they came down to 8, so I took the 8.
And you went to prison for 8 years.
Yeah.
And self-reformed while there, and got out, and now you're a good boy.
Now I'm a good boy.
Okay, we made it. Is it true? Are you doing good now?
Everything I do now is ethical.
Okay, so that's.
But you know, it took all that and all the trauma that I went through, and what happened to my kids while I was in prison, and my dad died while I was in prison, and everything for me to finally wake up.
What happens to your dad?
My dad died when I was in prison, bro. It was horrible. Like 2 worst fears that something happened to my kids and I'm not being there when I was in prison, and then something happened to one of my parents while I was in prison. Something happened to my kids while I was in prison, and my dad died while I was in prison. My 2 worst fears came to fruition while I was in prison the second time.
How did your dad die?
He had a heart attack, I think. I mean, he was in the hospital and like his blood was septic and shit. Like he had a bad heart. Like he had health conditions for like 15 years. Pretty much his heart. He wouldn't quit eating salt, bro.
That's awful, man. I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah. He always promised he'd be there and shit. At the end of the day, I took peace in it because I knew my dad loved me, and I know he knows I loved him. So I found peace in it and that. But I never had to ask the questions that you always want to ask your dad when you get older, you know?
Yeah.
Never have to answer your questions.
Okay. God damn.
It's crazy. And that's just a snippet. That's just a one moment. That's just a blip on the radar. Guys mature at a lot older ages than women. Like I don't think it finally clicked it for me until I was about 38.
So, did you serve all 8 years?
Yeah.
So
and
that's
I went back for violation after that, and they fucking held me for another fucking 4 months. Fucking cocksuckers.
for violation, yeah. So that's 4 years plus 8 years. That's 12 years.
Like with the extra time that I had to do for the violation, all the extra days and shit, it's closer. I was pretty much about 13 years.
Yeah,
total.
13 years. And I was thinking you have 3 kids now, and 2 of those were there for the first one, and 1 was there for the second, right? So that's
Well, no, all 3 of them were there. My 16-year-old that's here with me today, she was there. She was like 1 year and 2 months when I got arrested and went to the feds.
for the
So I
first
missed her
time.
whole life.
Yeah,
The middle one was 3 when I first got locked up, and the oldest one was 6 when I first got locked up. All my kids are 3 years apart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Well,
that's a huge gap to not see that. That must be really hard.
That's the hardest part right there. That's the hardest part because
And
you can't ever get the time back. And now they're grown and doing their own thing, so you don't get the time that you want. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, they're on their own schedule now.
Yeah. But I'm in their life, and we have good relationships. At least I do. I have good relationships with the youngest and the oldest for sure. The middle one, she still has a lot of resentment. But she'll get there.
Okay.
Their mother painted a bad picture of me. She made me look like the monster, and what it was is we were both young and stupid. At the end of the day, and we both made bad decisions. Neither one of us were perfect. That's the reality of it. And but I take responsibility for all of it because I'm the man. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the mom was part of that Walmart scam anyway, so I know that
Yeah.
she's not the
We
cleanest.
both cheated on each other and all that shit.
What a crazy story!
I know, man. Like fucking, and all I want to do now is like when we were kids, bro, growing up, we didn't have nobody to look up to.
Yeah.
We didn't have hackers that fucking been doing this shit their whole lives to look up to, because it started
Wait,
with us.
are you telling me you're gonna be you want to be someone that people look up to?
I want to be the one that helps save the world, and I want to help kids. I want to help children, bro. I want to help kids. I want to make the world a better place. I'm gonna come out with the first jailbreak for the fucking robots, bro. You better buy my shit. I'm gonna start preaching on the jailbreak for robots right now.
Okay, you're gonna save us from the robots.
Who else is going to save us from the digital world?
That could be a fair redemption arc.
When the robots turn on us and the computers turn on us, who's going to save us? It's not going to be fucking Joe down the street that's working on your car. It's not going to be the cook at McDonald's that's making your burger.
It's going to be
you. Know
you.
what I mean? Well, not just me. It's going to be all of us.
Okay, I will buy your shit when it comes.
Or the robots could just take over and just kill us all.
No, you got to save us now. I'm hoping you're going to do it.
According to AI, we have a 50% chance to survive AI, and we have a 50% chance to survive robots.
Okay. I think if you've survived all this, then you've got a fair chance of surviving the rest of whatever's coming. I don't know how you made it this far.
I mean, because I wake up every day with a smile on my face, no matter what happened the day before.
How many times did you come close to dying in your life?
I was in a coma when I first got out. I had overdosed, and by the time I got to the hospital, I was breathing at 30%. So they put me in a induced coma, and when I tried waking up, I went crazy on them and tried fighting them all.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel my legs, so I sat up in my bed and told them to line it up. I thought I was having flashbacks. I was in prison. I ripped my restraints off and everything. They had to have like 8 people hold me down and hit me with like 3 things to put me to sleep. And then fucking they got off of me and they started tying me back up, and I woke back up on their bitch ass.
Jesus. Okay, so that was one time being close to death. Any other times?
When I was probably about 15, huffing some air. This is
Yeah.
from you know, I had a little airsoft gun that to paint model cars with,
Yeah.
and I was huffing the air, and my dad woke me up, and I was choking on my throw up. My bed was covered in throw up, and I was laying on my back. I'd have died if my dad didn't wake up and come get me.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, you've survived all these things. Not only that, but all the shootings in your neighborhood and probably the stabbings in prison.
Been shot and stabbed. Prison was worse. Like when we first got to Leavenworth, there was fixing to be a riot between the Serranos and the Whites, and over a TV.
Yeah,
and I mean, there's probably about at least we made probably about 200 steaks that night. Looked like vampire steaks, but knives.
Jeez, and that's your rival, and they're like, "You got to join a side. Come on, we're fixing for war." Jesus Christ, what a way to join!
There you can get pushed over. Like it's just like in the world. You're in a shark full of tanks. You're gonna be a guppy, or you're gonna become a shark.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying is if you've survived all that, then I think that you're good for the rest of your life. You've cashed in all your lucky chips.
I've been in prison 3 years now, so my recidivism rate of going back to prison is pretty fucking low.
Yeah, and your survival rate is pretty high. You've gone through the worst things of your life, and you're still doing good. I mean, you're still alive.
I mean, I'm not doing good. I'm still struggling. You know what I'm saying? But I'm free. I got my freedom. I got my health, and I got the people that love me around me. You know what I'm saying? So that's my bliss. That's my zen.
I say we leave it as that. Walking off into the sunset with your loved ones near you.
It was good talking to you.
All right, man. Thanks for sharing your story. Bye.
You have a good one. Bye.
Thank you so much to Nathan Michael for sharing this story with us. What a wild life he's lived. And he's only 45 now, so he's got a great big life ahead of him. And I'm certain it'll be drama-free from here on out. I've got your next favorite shirt already. It's at shop.darknetdiaries.com. Have you looked at the shirts there? If not, why not? I mean, I'm telling you right now, I made a special shirt just for you, and I want you to go there and see if you can find it. It will be the one that you absolutely love as soon as you see it. And this show is also brought to you by our premium supporters who donate each month to show their support for this show. Premium supporters get an ad-free version of the show, and they get 11 bonus episodes that they can listen to right now. If you think this show brings you value, please consider supporting it. Just go to plus.darknetdiaries.com. This show is made by me, Lil Bite, Jack Lee Sider. Our editor is the keystroker, Tristan Ledger. Mixing done by Proximity Sound, and our theme music is by Breakmaster Cylinder. Knock, knock. Who's there? Dishes. Dishes who? Dishes Darknet Diaries.